rolls in at the back. I need to court.
I don't think I was gonna grab it.
Yeah.
I can't find my other ones. I've moved them
Still
somewhere.
have 1 minute, you can run.
I can at least see right the thing.
Wrestling well at once. My dad got sausages and my dad got in seriousness. All right, it's 7 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting of the Indiana Borough Council to order. And please rise for a moment of reflection and the pledge.
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, if you could please present the roll call, Lori, thank you.
Yes. Broad,
Here.
DeBowser,
Here.
Maple,
Here.
Milnes,
Here.
Newell,
Here.
Sarniso,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Vanderneck.
Here.
8 present, 0 absent.
Thank you.
You're
At
welcome.
this time, are there any addition or changes to the agenda? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes and reports. We could take a moment to look at February 3rd, 2026 council minutes and February 17th work session minutes. Yes.
I move to approve the February 3rd council minutes.
Second. Motion and seconded. Is there any need for discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, decision of the chair, the ayes have it.
So we need to do the work session then?
I'd like to
Yes.
move to approve the February 17th work session minutes.
Second. Somebody else second the EBC.
Who made the second?
Standard.
Internet.
Thank you.
Been a motion and seconded. Is there any need for discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, the ayes have it. Motion carries. Now, if you would turn your attention to the January 2026 financial report.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the January 2026 financial report.
Hear that motion? Is there a second?
Second.
That's seconded. Is there any need for discussion? Questions? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on to public comment. I would just like to remind all public comment participants, we do allot 3 minutes for every individual. And if you could please have a seat at the chair and the desk in front of you. Please state your name and your municipality clearly for the record. Thank you. First, we have a Ms. Linda Cunningham.
My name is Linda Cunningham and I live at 364 Water Creek. I am here because of the recent knowledge that has come to me about Sheets wanting to build bigger in the Rite Aid place. And I've given you all a letter that has most of our concerns in there. We have lived in our home for 40 years. We keep a neat, clean yard and porch. We've invested in our property and followed the borough rules. If Sheets goes into the Rite Aid property, we won't even be able to sleep at night in the summertime. Our air conditioner, we keep it off because electricity costs an arm and a leg. So that's one of the problems. When the letter mentions that came to a meeting in 1998 when they were going to put Rite Aid in. And they had reps there. And every time we had a concern, the reps assured us everything would be fine. All of our concerns were for nothing. Well, we found out that wasn't true. And a lot of the things that we had concerns about, they did come to be. And so I just wanted to say that the reps are basically salespeople here to sell a product. And they really don't have an investment in Indiana. They don't live here. And residents do have concerns about different things that come up. Sheets will be open 24/7. Rite Aid was open. Originally, it was only supposed to be open until I think it was 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And they just kept adding hours and adding hours. And Sheets don't have to do that because they're open 24/7. I don't go there at night anymore because the last time I went there at night a couple years ago, there was a security person standing there. And that's one of the things that worries us about them coming in. I want to ask that you please read our letters before you vote. I don't know when your vote on that will be. And we don't object to like a Dollar General or a small grocery store or some little restaurant coming in. That's all right. We're concerned about the Sheets with the 24/7 and the fact that they're going to be selling alcohol as they do now. So anyway, the Borough Council failed us in 1998 by listening to the reps. And please, we're asking that you don't fail us again. That's it.
Thank you for your comment. Next I have on our list, Bob Colgan.
Good evening, everyone. Bob Hogan, Indiana, PA. First, I want to pick at Kathy Maple. I want to thank her for being so professional and respectful to come see me after the last meeting, iron out our differences. Even though we agree, we probably won't agree on most things. At least we do it in a respectful fashion. And I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Next one, tonight's winner will be Chief Shaw. I'm going to pick at him and regarding the ice that's been around Indiana and Western Pennsylvania, so on and so forth. In your letter, you had said you would not detain anybody that was illegal. I was ready to challenge you on that until I researched a little further. And I see that is a federal thing, but my question to you is, will you support ICE when they come here? Will you instruct your officers to support them? And for everybody here, because I know you're a rather passive crowd, an illegal is a criminal. Harboring illegals can get you in trouble. And I have no problem at all if I find illegals, reporting them to ICE. I've researched that number. I've been encouraging people to do so because we have enough activity here with just the drugs and so on that filters over from Pittsburgh. With ICE being more prominent in Pittsburgh now, which there was just an article on it, they're going to migrate this way and into other suburbs. I don't want them around here. I have absolutely no problem with illegal people that are here that are trying to make a better life. But the fact of the matter is 55 is still 55. If you go 56, you're breaking the law. If you're here illegally, you've broken the law. And I've got kids, I've got grandkids, I've got a future to look out for here with them. It's not Jimmy Stewart's hometown. It's my hometown too. It's the people behind me, everybody, it's your hometown too. Why anybody would want to allow illegals in here is beyond me, but I won't tolerate it. And Chief, you know me well enough. I'll be leaning on you the entirety. I don't want them here. And if we find them, we'll let you know. as well as ICE, and I expect something to be done with it. That's all I have for you. Thank you all.
We appreciate you coming from White Township to share your comment. Next on the list, we have Tom Miller.
Good evening. I'm Tom Miller. I'm a documented member of Indiana Borough. And I'd like to respond to the chief's message to the community couple or last week or so regarding the event with the federal marshals over on 500 block of Church Street. A supplement, or rather to supplement the Chief Shaw's response to the public reaction about federal marshals operations in the borough on the 500 block of Church Street, where supposedly the false rumor circulated ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, was present. The chief's extensive letter to the Gazette could have been used to assure residents that ICE's image and reputation has been maligned and demonized by the massive media, which distorts and defames ICE by focusing its reports on the extreme, rare, negative, anecdotal incidents. Unfortunate, yes, but they're anecdotal incidents that sensationalize without informing the public of its events and activities in a balanced fashion. And the viewing public eats it up. We should realize that ICE's overall aggregate, general, most common operations are positive and beneficial to the nation, and we should commend ICE for its restraint when having to deal with mobs that provoke, abuse, and intimidate its officers. Back to Church Street. When partnering with the federal marshals, who was in the lead? Who was in charge? And was the involvement of the Indiana Borough Police Department in compliance with Borough Resolution 2017 R3 that limits our police partnering with other law enforcement agencies at the local, state, and federal level? And there's all kinds of agencies I could list there. They all interact and share info and partner with each other, but they don't have their hands tied and efforts frustrated with restrictions such as spelled out in Borough Resolution 2017 R3, whose purpose is to designate Indiana Borough as a sanctuary community. I refer now to two paragraphs in that document. One states, be it further resolved that Indiana Borough will not voluntarily assist in any efforts by the federal government to apprehend, detain, or deport community members, except as may be required by law. Except as may be recorded by law. Is that it?
Yes, that's it. Sorry.
Because that's where I'll pick it up with the letter to the Gazette. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Last on our list, we have John Scherf.
Hello, John Scherf, property owner in town, retired detective from Indiana Police. I guess a couple things. I wanted to address Chief Shaw. Guess he doesn't want to look at me. But anyway, I don't understand when someone comes in here why they can't ask a question and have the question be answered. I'm not sure where we've lost the disconnect. There's supposed to be all this transparency and everybody talks about transparency. When I come in and I want to ask a question, a simple question, there's this big wall up. And I don't understand where that disconnect happens at. We're still people. We're taxpayers. Although you guys are volunteer, except for Chief Shaw and a few other ones in here. Chief, you work for us. So what I wanted to talk to you about tonight, the question I wanted to ask is, because I read the letter that you wrote and circulated, and it just goes in circles. Are you going to support ICE when they come in and ask you for assistance?
just as a reminder, it's our practice not to answer questions directly.
When
So
do
if
you, when
continue
do
with
they
your
answer
comment.
questions?
Hmm?
When do they answer questions?
Our practice is not to answer questions while you're giving comment.
When do you answer questions? You guys understand that we elect you guys, not me because I'm not a voter in Indiana Borough. They elect you guys to run this place, okay? When do we get answers to our questions? When is he going to answer a question? The other thing I wanted to bring up, I'll probably run out of time here because we only get 3 minutes. 3 minutes to address you guys. And I got to sit in a chair like I'm in a principal's office. I got to sit down below your level or to your level instead of standing up like a human being and address you guys. I want to know how much of it the chief's budget goes towards officer safety and giving extra training to guys so that we don't have dead police officers. You know how many dead police officers there were this year already, Chief? 22. No one has went to more police officer funerals while they were employed here but me. No one. I went clear to Philadelphia, Erie, Washington, PA, every one of them. And I have their articles cut out and they're posted still at my house. Not because I dwell on it. It's just because somebody needs to see these guys' sacrifices. Chief, I don't think you've been to a police funeral since you put that white shirt on. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mr. Broad, you guys have a form that you guys.
I'm sorry, sir, but that means that your time has elapsed. We really appreciate your time and taking the time to make comment today.
Thanks for your service.
Were there any others that maybe didn't sign up that would like to speak? All right, thank you. Moving on from public comment, we'll have committee reports. If we could start with the administration.
Hi, Administration Committee last met on Tuesday, February 17th. We convened at 6 p.m. After calling to order, we reviewed our 2026 financial report. We had a parking update in which our parking department shared progress for the garage and our new system that will be installed in March. And that they've completed training. We also had an update on progress with our human resource consultant. And then we had 2 new business items that we took action on that I bring to council. So I would like to move back up to the document and just give me 1 minute to find it now. Okay. So I move to approve the 2026 HR agreement between Indiana Borough and the McKinney Group in the amount of $42,000. This comes out of committee, so I don't believe we need a second.
All right, then we'll move on to a roll call vote, please, because we're spending money.
Yes. Broad,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Maple,
Yes.
Milnes,
Yes.
Newell,
Yes.
Sarniso,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Vanderneck.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
All right. The motion passes.
Excellent. And then item number 2 is that committee moves to approve resolution 2026-02, authorizing Berkheimer Tax Associates to bill Indiana Borough residents on behalf of IC Mesa to collect annual EMS services fee. Again, came out of committee.
All right, there is no money being spent, so we can go ahead and do a purple vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, the ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to the community development report. Yeah, it is me. Thank you for reminding me. I almost forgot. So we did receive some public comment about the sign issue and as well as the fees for the skills games. There's another boutique that is thinking about considering adding skills games to their list. We did get an update on both the Zoop and the road safety audit. The Zoop is undergoing finally quality and control checks, and the road safety audit is still in process from Patrick Wright at PennDOT. We will be holding the land use workshop in association with that SOOP for Monday, May 4th, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. here at the council chambers. So we're going to be going over the ZOOP and a little bit about land use, defining it and tying those connections to what we see out in the world and what we're doing here as direction from the borough.
Jonathan, for the public, could you explain what the ZOOP is?
Oh, the ZOOP is the zoning ordinance and update. I'm sorry, we have a zoning ordinance and we're participating. We've been working for the past 2 years on updating it, and we finally come to terms, and we'll be releasing that in coordination with a land use workshop so that everyone is clear in understanding what the new terminology means and what it's going to look like in our borough. There's also been movement on the request to the Indiana County Planning Office of Planning and Development for a housing study signed on with multiple municipalities it's in process. And we have the 8th Street Action Plan, which will be coming up later on our agenda. It's a fully formed plan that I believe is available on the website for how we are envisioning a 3-phased approach for that corridor along 8th Street from S&T Bank down to the university to form stronger connections with our university partners. We also heard from Sheets Redevelopment Project. We authorized at that committee meeting to move it to the workshop meeting, and Sheets gave us a presentation at that work session meeting. And we did authorize development conditional to the results of the floodplain research and the PennDOT traffic study. And that's all I have. Moving on to the reports from Public Works. Public Safety. Sorry, wrong public.
Sorry. These are very thorough notes.
I know, those are super long, longer than mine.
So quite a bit was discussed from the ongoing safety measures along Philadelphia Street. There was, unless I'm getting my meetings crossed, I believe, Chief, that was the meeting you had released the timeline, is that correct? So the chief worked very hard to put together a comprehensive timeline about all the different, literally all of the different activities when it pertains to the process of updating the lights and the different traffic safety measures, the meetings, all of the different things that have happened all the way back to the beginning of the process with the unfortunate first tragedy and on since then. I apologize. I don't remember. Is that posted anywhere yet? Not yet.
Next safety meeting.
Next safety meeting. Okay. So it will eventually become public in the relative near future. Is that tell me to shut up if I'm wrong? Okay. I'm getting nods. Okay. So that's a major one coming for folks. A lot of people are concerned about that. And we want people to know what's happening and when. And also, we are in the process of the electrical engineers are starting their process and what have you. So there's quite a bit was talked about for that. Chief, are you going to talk about Detective Atherton in your report?
I was going to mention it.
You were.
You're welcome.
No, I don't want to steal your thunder. So more to come on Detective Atherton. So there was a successful training put on by the police department utilizing the new room, which the chief reported was a success. And I think the reason it's more worth mentioning, not only just because any ongoing training for the police department is important, but because there's a new section of this facility dedicated to those trainings that will allow really the whole area to be better improved because it's a more robust training facility dedicated for that. And so it'll not just help the borough, but surrounding areas as well, as more and more folks are able to come in and participate in those trainings locally. I don't think there is much else. Sorry, there's a lot of notes from our president takes the notes and he did a very thorough job. So forgive me. There's just a lot going on. And so I think those are the main highlights worth specifically pointing out. So does anyone have any questions for public safety? Okay.
Thank you for that report. Public Works.
Public Works, we have a number of motions to approve. I'll get to those later. First one, I'll review what we did in the meeting. We had a kind of a disjointed meeting, working around other committees at the time. it started off, we had some public comment from some neighbors up on Oak Street. Concerned about Carpenter Avenue, which we also agree, we're very concerned about Carpenter Avenue and that block. Unfortunately, it has a steep price tag, so we're looking for additional funding because it could be $400,000 or more to repair it, because it involves more than just resurfacing the street. It involves utility poles moving and complete redoing of all the storm under the road as well. So still looking for that. It is a priority project for us. Some other notes, we spent over $22,000 in overtime due to the heavy snow just for our public works department. And hopefully won't have any more major storms, though I guess the end of the year is also winter, so. All right, we're in the middle of a pothole blitz, so if you see a pothole, please call. It's cold outside, so we're still using what's called cold patch, so it has to be deep enough to patch it with cold patch, and cold patch is considered temporary. So if you see something that's been filled and also becoming slowly unfilled, that's normal until we can get warm enough. We can put a patch in those holes. So please give us a call if you see any large holes in the road. Some items down at the wastewater treatment plant. We found some very large rocks, between 30 to 35 pound rocks, that were discovered at the headworks of the plant. And we have some big concerns about what's happening in the stream there, where those rocks came from, because we are also working on replacing the headworks and doing a multi-million-dollar project down there. And that would be severely damaged if we were to continue to receive large rocks of that size. So looking for a solution to that, find out where those came from, because that's a serious issue. All right, and let's go down to the Parks Department. We're in the process of getting Vinegar Hill in shape. We should be seeing a planting scheduled in spring. We're going to be using the current plants, which are in storage, thankfully, from Tulip Nursery. Thank them for doing that, which will save us about $20,000 on new plants. So they were able to hold those for us, and we can go ahead and plant them in the spring after we put down some soil amendments to get the soil into a friendlier place to plant these plants. We have over 30 tree grates to repair due to the freeze and thaw cycle. And also the motorized snow plows that we're seeing on Philadelphia Street and the sidewalks still need to work out how to handle large snows, because the piling of the snow on top of the tree grates does damage the tree grates. So we'll see in the spring as it thaws if we're going to have to rethink how we're doing these tree grates, because they're more affordable. They're recycled plastic versus the iron. So we can actually afford to put them in, but with having to repair so many, that means less will be put in this year, as we expected to put in much more, but we'll have to repair the ones that are already in. So you may see some tree grates not being put in. So if you see any others that you see damage downtown, please give us a call so we can address those issues, especially if there's like a tripping hazard. All right, the other things up on the Public Works, we were awarded a large grant for McGregor Park, which others call it Water Street Park or First Board Park. And so we're looking at doing some planning for how we're going to use those funds. We have a few years to use them, but we're looking to move some playground equipment to the side of the stream that isn't eroding, just to make it safer for everybody and more sustainable long term. All right, what else we got? We have a lot of projects in the works. Our engineers are very busy. We have 5 bridges that are in their final permitting phase. We have the stream bank stabilization project that's going to be over on Marsh Run. We've been doing a number of small projects to stabilize the stream bank, and we've been getting grant funds for those projects. So those are being done small bits at a time as we are able to get funds. And the sidewalk project's on hold until we can get a good spot that isn't going to be torn up by utility companies. So we're working on finding a place that we can invest this funds that we have that will not be ruined if a gas company comes in and tears it up. So that's currently on hold. Let me think. We had a presentation about a service line protection program for sewer laterals. So that could be an exciting program that will be We're hoping to offer that to Borough residents. It won't be through us, it's through a third party. But it's very affordable, and we're hoping that it will help with the sewer lateral replacements that can be very costly. All right, now we have our motions. Let me go back. There's 4 of them.
Oh, then yeah.
Oh, thanks. All right, here we have, this is the wastewater treatment plant general work pay application number 7. So this is the motion to approve pay application 7 submitted by Crooker and Contracting LLC in the amount of $25,987.50 for the general work on the wastewater treatment plant improvements project.
We have a motion on the table. Is there a second?
I don't. They're all coming
Oh,
from
coming from
committee.
committee? All right,
Any of
sorry.
these need second.
Nope. So
Thanks. So we will move on to a roll call vote.
Yes, Broad,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Maple,
Yes.
Milnes,
Yes.
Newell,
yes.
Cerniso,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Vanderneck.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
All right, there'll be the second one. This is the pay application number 7, but this is for the electric. Motion to approve pay app number 7 submitted by TP Electric LLC in the amount of $44,412.53 for the electrical work on the wastewater treatment plant improvements project.
All right, we'll move to another roll call vote.
Yes, Broad,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Maple,
Yes.
Milnes,
Yes.
Newell,
Yes.
Cerniso,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Vanderneck.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
All right, third motion. Here we have the motion to approve pay app number 8 submitted by TP Electric LLC in the amount of $36,734.66 for electrical work on the water treatment plant project. This pay app reduces retainage.
Forgive me, what does that mean?
What
I
does
don't
that
know
mean?
what
I don't
that
know what that
means.
means. Retainage at the plant or
Is that
retainage?
in the
Is that because they
one
had
of
like
the
a
big retaining
retainer?
ponds?
Oh, the retainage, what they have down, like what they have to hold off before they're, what we hold, and we don't pay the final bill until.
Oh, it's a
Finally finished.
retainer.
Yes,
Okay,
retainer.
reduces the retainer for the fee,
Yes.
for our final payment. All right.
Okay. We'll move on to another roll call vote.
Yes, Broad,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Maple,
Yes.
Milnes,
Yes.
Newell,
Yes.
Cerniso,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Vanderneck.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
Okay, motion approves. This is the fourth and final. This is a change order. The motion to approve change order number 2 submitted by Coker and Contracting LLC in the amount of $25,966.50 for the general work, including closeout items at the wastewater treatment improvements project.
All right, one final vote for Public Works.
Broad,
Yes.
DeBowser,
Yes.
Maple, Milnes,
Yes.
Newell,
Yes.
Cerniso,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Vanderneck.
Yes.
8 yes, 0 no.
All right, all those motions pass. It's gonna be a very nice new wastewater treatment plant one day. One day. All right, moving on to our commission reports. Do we have anything from the planning commission?
No, planning commission has not met since our last meeting.
All right, and how about shade trees?
Shade Tree spent a lot of good time talking about trees in terms of what to reintroduce to our town, how much shade to throw over Philadelphia Street, areas that are in need of tree, and what would be more successful in that area. We have been, Eden has been very helpful in submitting for the Tree Pennsylvania's spring bare root tree grant. We had gotten those trees in the fall. And so we also then talked about the species selection for that because they come as bare root. They're little they're not as strong as other trees that we would buy, but there are areas in town that can receive them very well. And so it was a very good 90-minute discussion about the future of the trees in the borough.
I like that. Thank you. Personnel reports? Manager Stevens.
I do want to start by saying, just point out to everybody online and everybody in the audience that check our website. The committee meetings are more open meetings. If you wish to come to those committee meetings, if you have any issues with public works, the roads, anything like that, all of our committees explain ideas that they cover. So those are the meetings that you would like to attend, where you can have some interaction, where if you want to address the committees more so. Another thing is what's coming up on Thursday, where I'm attending a She Leads Government virtual summit of women's leadership in local government. And that's Eden, myself, Lori, and Brenda and Pam from the borough. So it's 11 to 2, a seminar we're going to be watching here as a group. Another thing, when we talk about recycling, I see Miriam Paulina. I want to introduce everybody to Miriam in the back row there. She is the director at our Indiana County Solid Waste Authority. So Jonathan and I work with her. Thank you for coming, Miriam. We're actually just discussing getting a drop-off recycling for cardboard in town. So we're coming up with getting one of those ordered. So we can have a cardboard drop-off location. We have a meeting scheduled with the engineers tomorrow for the PennDOT at 10 o'clock and PennDOT and the engineers to discuss the design thing. So it's just like a follow-up to show us where we're at and everything's staying on schedule.
That's for the 4-way pedestrian all red phase.
Yes. Yes.
Right. All right.
Yes. And other than that, that's all I have to report.
Thank you.
Oh, and Lori did an excellent job. She has her room full of for the blessing box. A lot of people from the borough and donated to the blessing box that we're collecting. So I would like to thank everybody who donated to that. So, and Lori kind of spearheaded that. So it was a great little in-house everything we did.
Nice job, Lori.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's it.
Chief of Police Shaw.
Thank you. So I'd like to start with some thoughts that I wanted to share regarding the community message that was put out, not in a direct response to anything today. Couldn't have been prepared for that, but as additional information, there's not a one size fits all approach that assures safety. And our environment, the environment of every police officer, is dangerous, unpredictable, and emotionally charged, and it's always evolving. We have a policy manual that has 146 policies. All of them I consider to be best practice. We set them in place to fight crime, promote safety, recognize liability, and get home to our families. We have policy on immigration violations that I know is in line with a professional approach, and it was created without influence of any specific elected past official or present official, but it does coexist with what I always understood to be community expectation based upon Council Resolution 2017 R3. Not only does everyone in our community need to be safe, but everyone in our community needs to feel safe, and our policy allows that. We aren't hunting anyone in our community, but we are not looking past dangerous and criminal activity. Practices of the federal government have changed on immigration enforcement through the years, but the authority to enforce immigration violation has always generally rested with the federal government. Criminal violations are enforceable at a local level, and we're always going to seek guidance from our federal partners when we determine, that a criminal issue is present. Again, community emotion on this topic is recognized as being very high. We are operating under an intentionally defined strategy, and our policy does not prevent us from maintaining necessary safety partnerships, but it will guide our approach. There are too many variables for me to speak to every issue, and that wouldn't be prudent. I'm tasked with leading a public safety effort for 14,000 residents, 10,000 students in Indiana University of Pennsylvania, hundreds of landlords, an Indiana area school district, and thousands of visitors every year. But I'm never going to be able to achieve agreement on every decision that's made from the police department. But I assure everyone that our policies are in the best interest of safety because the people that I most love in the world live in this town. My wife and kids, my parents, my wife's mother and her husband. My children are at the Indiana area school district. My oldest daughter is at IUP. And my closest friends and the people I love live here too. Additionally, the 20 bravest people I know put on a police uniform every day and risk their lives for this community. Their job is very dangerous and they need your respect and support. And I will never intentionally put anything in place that makes anyone that I just mentioned less safe. Sorry. I set my timer for 3 minutes because I didn't want to speak past what the public had to speak in that opportunity. So that'll be my statement on my message. Moving forward, Sergeant Jeffrey Atherton has been Detective Sergeant of the Indiana Borough Police Department for several years. He's a 25-year veteran of the Indiana Borough Police Department. And it is my pleasure to inform council that he has retired. And he was a great partner, excellent police officer. He's going to stay in the community. I respect his service tremendously. There will be an opportunity in the months to come to recognize him more formally. I just don't have the objects and equipment at my disposal at the moment to do that today, and he knows that. As far as traffic safety goes, I'd like to just reiterate our February public safety update. On January 20th, council voted to approve the proposal for traffic control engineering company of Bentleyville to complete our traffic signal modification. Administration, planning, communications, and the police department work together to create a pedestrian safety, traffic safety infographic and frequently asked questions. That's going to be brought to Public Safety Committee this month. And once it's approved for public release, we intend on releasing it so that everyone in the public can track in real time the progress that's being made on traffic and pedestrian safety. February 4th, Manager Cephas, Director Gellis, myself, PennDOT, and Traffic Control Engineering Company met to discuss the project scope, needs, and timelines. The estimated start of the project will be April. The estimated completion of the project will be the beginning of June. And the project is defined, as I'm talking about it, as steady red pedestrian phase at intersections 9th, 7th, 6th, 5th, and 4th when a pedestrian presses or activates the pedestrian cross button. When that button is not activated, traffic will flow normally. On February 9th, the police department met with a partner at LTAP, which is a branch of PennDOT, and we started a traffic data count collection effort using a radar system, and we placed radar system at several roadways that we thought may end up being impacted potentially by Philadelphia Street steady red phase. So our purpose is to gauge traffic counts pre and then post signal change so that we can equip ourselves with raw data to base further discussion on. And that will continue. Although our partnership with our PennDOT associate ended already, we are, from the police department standpoint, through Lieutenant Slavinsky, going to continue capturing traffic data with the equipment that we own in-house. Moving on from that, we have a parade, St. Patrick's Day Parade, March 14th. We're anticipating a celebratory weekend to occur March 20th and 21st, involving our students and some visitors in town. That's a recurring weekend. We'll have more on that. There's going to be a community meeting on March 16th that takes place at IAC that's going to talk to our community partners. And Easter will be upon us before we know it. And that is my report for tonight.
All right. Thank you, Chief Shaw, for your report and for your continued stellar example of what leadership looks like. Mr. Solicitor.
Thank you. As was mentioned in the community development, we are beginning some bridge projects, which requires getting some easements done. I'm working with the code office and getting those prepared and hopefully out to the landowners. So if community members, if the landowners get requests for these easements, it's for these bridge projects. We're just asking them if they have any questions, they can reach out to my office or the borough office with any questions that they may have regarding the easement requests to come onto their land to do that bridge work. Otherwise, it's, you know, status quo. Moving along.
So that is just great, guys. All right, our IEP representatives here for us today.
Thank you. So I believe, all received my report in advance. I'm not going to go through every individual item on here because there's a good bit, but I'll highlight some of the more exciting ones. So we did establish a new Fusion Fellows program, which fosters collaboration between the College of Arts, Humanities, Media and Public Affairs, and the Kopchak College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. It's really about cross-disciplinary work for our students that will prepare them for diverse careers and advanced studies that require integrative thinking and problem-solving skills. So it's a really great, new, and exciting venture. 3 of our programs were recently selected by U.S. News for best online programs, and those were 3 of our graduate programs: criminology, nursing, and education. If you missed it, there was a feature on PCN where Dr. Cashdollar, former faculty member, Dr. Driscoll, and also Harrison Wick, who oversees our special collections area, gave a history of IUP. It also featured excerpts from Dr. Cashdollar's book, which is available for purchase at the co-op store. If you haven't read it yet, it is a great piece. Lots of really awesome information there about IUP. Another exciting item is that we've partnered with the Scholars Network for our nursing graduates. It helps to guarantee employment for them and also loan repayment, which is outstanding. So it's just us really helping to build back the shortage of healthcare workers. And this really helps those students break through those logistical barriers that they see post-graduation. And then upcoming, I have events listed here. Yesterday, our men played at Edinburgh in the PSAC playoffs and they won. They'll play again Wednesday evening out in Westchester. You can catch that streaming online. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Women play tomorrow at home versus Millersville at 5:30 p.m. I also included the link there for ongoing tournament play for PSAC, so you can catch that at any time. Our Council of Trustees will be meeting on Thursday. Public is invited to attend their meeting, which starts at 5 p.m. That is at the KCAC in the Phi Sigma Kappa rooms. Upcoming events that we have the weekend of April 10th and 11th is our annual weekend where we recognize our volunteers as well as our distinguished alumni. So a lot of people coming into town that weekend. April 18th, our students will have Into the Streets. They're also branching that out further to hit Homer City, Blairsville, and Marion Center as well, which is really great. And then April 29th, I want to make sure that the public is aware, this is our annual Chalk the Walk date, and we're looking to bring back the picnic in the Grove. So that'll be open for the public. We're going to have food trucks, music, a great atmosphere, a little bit of celebrating our 150th anniversary as we kind of close out that academic year. Our rain date for that is May 1st. And I hope at our next meeting, I will have some very exciting news to share with you about our honorary degree recipient, which will be honored at our spring commencement ceremony. And so lots of exciting things happening at IUP. We hope that you'll join us. I think I did miss the one here about the planetarium show, which I'm going to check out myself, and that is on March 25th. Thank you.
What was the date? Was it April 18th for the picnic in the Grove?
No, that is
29th.
April 29th.
Okay.
And then the rain date is May 1st.
Definitely check out the planetarium. I was in there. They did a public viewing. It is so incredible.
It's a sweet, sweet place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really neat what they can do. For my report today, I wanted to draw some attention to those of you that don't know, I do also wear the hat of chairman of IC Mesa's Board of Delegates. The EMS crisis is not without its casualties here in Indiana. And it is a situation that where funding continues to be a struggle for our main service providers and all the service providers in our region. And at this time, IC Mesa is taking a bit of space to reflect on whether or not we should still continue to offer that 50-cent reduction in fees not covered by insurance. We don't want to put ourselves or our service providers in a situation where we're hurting the problem, that we're making the problem worse that we're trying to solve by funding readiness. So while that deliberation takes place, I want to just urge everyone to consider taking that the Citizens Ambulance Service membership, especially if you need or rely on the benefits of that membership, to continue doing that as a practice, because we are in a situation where our ambulance services need the funds. And if you have the capacity to contribute, please do so. I'll pass it on to Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. So over the past month, I've been over to Borough, and that's speaking at IUB at their Black History events, and I'm reading to students at Eisenhower Elementary. One truth hit me harder though than any policy or procedure we have here. Our youth are watching us. I walked in the room, you knew automatically who I was and what I did, and it wasn't because it was my son's classroom. It's the children I coach in various sports and things like that. They aren't listening to what we say in these meetings. They're basically charting how we carry ourselves when the cameras are not on and when the pressure is on. Whether we're sitting in these chairs or walking down Philly Street, we are the film they are studying. We are the example for the youth of this borough and surrounding. I've realized this firsthand. Like I said, the kids don't even call me coach anymore. It's now like Coach Mayor Charles, something like that. It's a bit of a mouthful. We'll have to figure out some drills or something to get that to flow smoothly. But it's a reminder that our roles don't exist in just silos. That title carries weight. Every title that we have here. And tonight I want to offer a simple blueprint for how we should carry that weight together. First off, it should be integrity over image. The playbook for this town isn't just written in a manual and in our ordinances. It's written by our character. We must be leaders who are the same people in private that we claim to be in public. And I'm speaking to myself as well. Accountability over ambition. The young people of Indiana don't need perfect leaders, but they deserve honest ones. They need to see us take responsibility, even when it's uncomfortable. And lastly, I want to say purpose over position. We aren't here just to hold seats. We're here to hold hope for the next generation. If our youth inherit our titles, but not the integrity that should come with it, we fail. So as we move forward tonight, and just let's commit to being kind, and let's commit to being architects who build a community they can be proud of. Let's lead with compassion, lead with unity, and let's show our youth exactly what it looks like to move the ball forward together in unity. Thank you.
Thank you for that message, Mayor. I see that we have no new old business on the agenda this evening.
We do have an update on something that we talked about last meeting.
Well, go ahead and share it.
Okay. So there was a conference coming up at the end of April. What's concerned was a voting meeting that we talked about the last meeting. It is not the voting meeting. It is some other meeting. So my apologies. So we have plenty of runway before we have to worry about voting the borough representative voting on something to represent the borough itself at that meeting. That conference is in October from the municipal league.
Yeah.
So I should have started with it from the municipal league conversation we had last time.
All right.
My apologies.
I got that.
Well, that
So-
meeting,
You read the email today.
No, I remember the long conversation.
That long? My goodness. Anyway, point being that the conference at the end of April, we don't have to take any action for. So there's nothing we have to do. There's no resolutions. We need a review as a group to make a decision on anything like that. So
Well, thank you. I'll rely on you to keep us updated.
trying.
Are there certain topics that you have to vote on? Like certain?
So there will be
statements?
resolutions that come to us to review and then to vote on. So we have not, as far as I'm concerned, I have not seen any. Nicole, have you seen any come through yet?
Just like policy positions sort of thing?
Yeah.
So there will be at some point this year.
Maybe we can huddle up and see if there's something we would want to.
You read my mind, sir.
A
That's a
stormwater
great
fee
idea.
for boroughs.
So,
Yeah,
Struzzi's been on that for
so
a couple decades.
this is more new business than old business, but you brought it up. I was actually, so we have to, if we want to bring a resolution to the municipal league, do you want me to talk about it now or in a new business? Since there is no old new business, can we just say this is new
Committee
business?
does this fall in. Can we do it in a committee?
Maybe not.
Or can we put it formally on an agenda?
Not if we want to make the deadline.
Okay. What do you need? What's the motion?
So,
Do you
well, there's
need-
no motion yet. It was, if we did want to propose something to the municipal league for consideration, the deadline for that, the first on-time deadline is April 1st. So if we did want to, as a council, propose a resolution to our district of the municipal league, that is the deadline of which to do so. So it doesn't give us a lot of time. My apologies. I think Nicole dug this out of a Borough magazine 2 days ago.
Could this be done at a March 17th work session?
If I think so.
Is that
Yeah.
enough time?
And-
We could,
If anyone
like Jonathan said,
Right.
shelve until then.
So that's why I wasn't sure if we could make it to a committee, because if we had to vote on something on the March in the work session, there might not necessarily be enough time. And so again, if we don't, we don't. And I apologize for just learning this. I've been trying, sent several emails, not gotten any responses. So I'm a little frustrated that just now is when we're finding this out. But if we wanted to bring a resolution, we would have to have it approved and presented by April 1st. And then that starts the process. It then
Like the
goes to the-
resolution whole text, not just, hey, we like this.
Yeah.
We have an idea, not just ideas.
my understanding of it is we'd have to say, here's resolution
Ready to roll.
ready
by
for the
April
council
1st.
to vote on, yea or nay. If we said yes, we could then bring it
Yeah.
to, I guess I would, if I'm a voting member, would bring it to the subcommittee for consideration. I believe it was April 18th, I think is when that meeting was. And so then that committee talks. That's not us anymore. At that point, the ball is rolling down the hill towards the end goal. But that's the process. And then if they deem it worthy to go on, it then goes to the municipal league as a whole to be voted on.
Well, let's pay attention to it this year, and maybe if we don't get something together for this time, we can shoot for it for next year. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Under,
All right, final
anything
thing,
else?
final thing. We can submit it late if we feel strongly about something. There's just less likely it'll be considered than if we get it by the April 1st. It doesn't mean we can't do it, but they may choose not to do it.
You want to put this on work session?
If-
If anyone has
But
any
we
thoughts.
I was going to bring something to work session on this topic. It was in stormwater. So if you also have something we can communicate outside of
Oh,
this
so
and try to put
okay.
it together.
now we're getting to it. So you do have a resolution idea.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What is it?
So it's not ready. Okay, I'll talk about it. Apparently. So-
Once, I'm not the guy talking about process, so please tell me what you
So
need.
I personally feel that in our community, there is a challenge in the children youth service world. There is a large amount of need and not necessarily a large amount of funding. And the municipal league, although it's going to sound a little bit like a dirty word, is a lobbying group. They have the means and resources to make connections in Harrisburg, of which to bring specific topics of concern to the state level. Because our children youth services, our county commissioners, they're working inside the constraints that they're handed to them by the state. And so it's going to the county commissioners only goes so far because they have rules they must follow. So in order to possibly change the rules of which they have to follow, we need to petition past them. The municipal league is an avenue of which we can petition things to go above the county, not to circumvent them, but because their hands are tied in certain things. And so this is a challenge that I feel very nearly and dearly. I saw a couple other heads nodding. And so if I'm able to put together an intelligent package to bring to you, and we all feel that it's worth sending on, that would be something that I had planned to bring to council to try to facilitate some level of change at a higher level, because it affects every community in the country. So that's the premise of what I'm hoping to bring to work.
Can you reiterate the premise for us?
To advocate for what,
For changes in the children and youth services,
like funding?
funding, certain rule changes. I'm trying to boil it down to like one or two things,
Yeah.
not a laundry list of things. And so I'm working on trying to refine that list down for presentation. And then again, if it's the will of council to pass along, we can. If not,
okay,
that's how it works. So
have you coordinated with Nate at all?
I was gonna say,
he
I
works in that field.
I'm in family-based, I work with COIS.
no, I have not, but I certainly will do it.
Yeah.
I just figured out the deadline.
He also used to work for assistance
That would
office.
be good. I can get you in touch with people or whatever, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than willing to collaborate to refine that down.
Talk and then send it to, so he can work up something for a work session.
I will do my best to do all
It could be
those
very
things.
general.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I unfortunately, I literally started the process of trying to figure out the deadlines last December.
Yeah.
And I could not get an answer until 2 days ago. So thank you, Nicole, for at least finding the answer. So.
Sounds like good. I like it. All right, under new business, we do have an action item. It is about the 8th Street Action Plan.
Yeah.
It does need a second.
I'll
Did we
second.
read the resolution?
Sure. Motion to approve resolution 2026-03, formally adopting the 8th Street Action Plan as a framework for future development in the 8th Street corridor.
Second. All right, there's been a motion and seconded by Garrett. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. Does it sound like resolution?
Sure.
I mean, we don't have to, but I mean, it's just so people know.
Yeah.
It's just about the Indiana Borough recognizing the importance of creating a plan for that connection corridor along 8th Street from Philadelphia Street to School Street. And that it's going to enable better communication with our partners, collaborative planning, and demonstrating our productive use of public engagement tools into a plan that, we can leverage for more grant funding and create stronger partnerships in Indiana Borough, as well as safer routes to and from the university for our students. We're going to move on to a vote. I said a vote.
Okay.
A vote on
That's
the
very drawn out.
resolution. I had to think about which one to do. Let's just do a verbal vote.
Does anyone have any other
You can do it.
topic? Like, is anyone that's new have any questions about the 8th Street corridor project?
I'd just like to say that it's about time we're finally taking this step. We've been talking about this for at least 20 years.
Yes.
Here, I just said 4 or 5 years, but 20.
I did not know. Thank you for that reminder. We'll move on to a verbal vote. All those in favor of passing the motion to adopt resolution 2026-03, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on to upcoming events and positive community impacts. I know of one festive springtime event that I plan on attending, which is the March 6th Easter egg hunt at the library. It's for adults only. It includes Easter eggs hidden within the stacks and some alcoholic beverages. It sounds like a really good time. It was a very big success last year. So please put it on your calendar.
And I have another. The junior high is producing Annie, the musical. And it's Friday night at 7:30, Saturday at 7:30, and Sunday at 2:30.
Once again, Josh Widdison is hosting Teddy Bear Fun Drive Trivia Friday, March 27th at the Eagles. Starts at 6 o'clock. You can register at the radio station website. I know that.
I have March 13th quota is having at the Eagles, their social, it's a fundraiser with baskets and we raise money for the community.
What does quota stand for again? It's okay.
It's, yeah.
Sorry. Quota. Fundraiser at the Eagles.
It's just women.
Not just women, okay.
Yeah.
So I also have an Easter egg hunt announcement. The Summit Church is putting on a very large Easter egg hunt on March 28th at the high school. So the registration opens at 10 a.m. There are family accessible, all kinds of, I think it's up to 5th grade, but they also have some specifically designated for potentially children with special needs. So there's a lot of different time slots for a lot of different style hunts based on what your kiddos and families might need. March 28th at the high school.
The St. Patty's Day Open is the 6th, so that's a fundraiser. It's a golf fundraiser through downtown. It benefits the Chevy Chase Community Center. So, and they're also looking for volunteers to run the scoring. So if anyone wants to spend their evening scoring folks, that would be great. You could reach out to the Chevy Chase Center for that. And then on Saturday, the 7th, that's a chili and soup cook-off at the Coney. It's a downtown Indiana event. It's our first fundraiser of the year. Sample some soups and chilies.
On that note, I don't see that there's any need for an executive session this evening. Is that correct?
No.
All right. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
There's been a motion. Is there a second? Second. We don't have to do this.